The important thing about coherence mastery and some of the deep dives also are we address certain foundational, what I call foundational distortion patterns. And you and I have done an episode called Worst Distortions of Them All,
Yeah.
right? So if you don't know what that is, go check them out. So a foundational distortion pattern is essentially a distortion pattern that runs through everyone if you're human. Okay, it doesn't matter what your race is, your class, how old you are, it doesn't matter. If you're human, you have these. And they run through all of us, things like, for example, fear of loss, right? So a lot of us will hang on to things because we're afraid of losing relationships or a situation or a job or whatever. Things like fear of loss, or what I call absolute scarcity, where we feel like we have to have something else outside of ourselves to feel complete. Right? Things like this that we're not even aware of, that are huge, huge foundational distortion patterns that when you start to release those really start to change the game in terms of how you feel, because they're so entrenched in the human experience. So I would say that was a really good thing for you to do also.
Yeah, that's a great point, the foundational ones.
Yeah.
And also, like now I've been doing it for over a year, and I have a friend who also just started a little bit ago, and we both do this to where, if something comes up in our experience, we use the GFCs in any form that we just mentioned as a tool.
Yeah.
So, for example, my friend's dog just passed away, who she's had for her whole life pretty much. So that's a very challenging thing to go through. So she chose to go and look up fear of loss, GFCs, and death and dying, and she reached out and did those GFCs, and it's helped her a lot. Like, she's noticed a big, as she told me, distance from the grief. She can feel the grief, right? She's a human, sees it kind of coming in and out, but it doesn't weigh her down and overwhelm her.
Yeah.
That's huge.
Yeah, it's huge.
That's really huge.
That's awesome.
So that's a place you could start too. Like, if something's coming up, go to find that topic.
Yeah.
And use it as a tool.